Hey guys, it is Jen Lefforge. Welcome to my channel. I am so glad that you're here today. So here we talk about Disney Vacation Club, we talk about Walt Disney World, we talk about running, and I hope that you'll stick around for all of it. If you are not already a subscriber, I hope you'll consider doing so and make sure you hit that little bell notification so that you don't miss a thing. Like, comment, get involved. To my returning subscribers, you know who you are. I love you guys. You're awesome, so thank you for being here. I want to talk today on this very special episode of I have a very important co-collaborator on this project, and it is Lil Man from Edutaining. And Lil Man, I just want to tell you, I am so excited that we are doing this. I will put the link to his channel below. He and his mom Michelle and his dad Adrian have a wonderful YouTube channel where they not only do great science experiments and they do Disney content and just all kinds of crafts, all kinds of fun things. And Lil Man is a fan, and he wanted me to do my 5 favorite rides at Walt Disney World. And this is all 4 parks. What are my 5 favorite rides? And he promised me that he is also going to do his 5 favorite rides. Now, I have to tell you, as I film this, we are getting ready to leave. In fact, when this video goes live, I will be at Walt Disney World. So my list may change when I get back because, as we know, there's some new attractions that I have not ridden yet. So we're gonna have to wait and see how that goes. But Lil Man, this is for you. I asked him if we could please do 5 like in each park, because 5 total is tough. But he said no. So I decided that I would listen to the person in charge and I would go through my 5 favorite rides at Walt Disney World. Now, when I went to write these down, I was kind of surprised at how quickly I was able to do those and that I didn't even really have to think. So we're gonna start with ride number 5, which is Haunted Mansion at the Magic Kingdom. Now, there are a lot of reasons why I love this ride. I rode the original Haunted Mansion when I was a little girl in California and we would go to Disneyland Park. I was terrified of this ride. I was all in. It freaked me out, but I still loved it. And over the years, as I've ridden it with my children and sitting in that doom buggy and additions that they've made, the Escher's Keep, the stairs that are in there, the addition of the bride, my favorite scene, always, 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 and you might, a lot of people, their favorite scene is the dining room, and that's really cool. I love that scene. But when you round that corner and there's that guy and his dog and you go into the cemetery, that is the jam. I love that entire cemetery scene. Every time I ride it, I see something new, something catches my eye that hadn't before. This is one ride that I actually look forward to getting stuck on, because if I'm stuck, I can look in one direction and really take in all the details. So now my number 5 favorite ride that I cannot miss when I'm at Walt Disney World is the Haunted Mansion. My number 4 favorite ride is at Animal Kingdom. It is Expedition Everest. This is, to me, such a peaceful ride until it isn't. That very first part where it's just sort of rolling hills and you're looking out and you're listening to the birds, and then you start up and you have this gorgeous view of really all of Walt Disney World, and then the fun really begins. This ride, so I like roller coasters, but as I have gotten to be not 20 anymore, they don't always love me. And this ride in particular, I did find out on a trip a few years ago that I can ride it 6 times without getting sick. The 7th time, I will get a headache that will last me for days. So 6 is as many times as I can ride it. How I know that is we were there one night almost at park closing and it had just poured down rain, so pretty much everybody left, and then they reopened it and we were able to just go on and on and on. And the 7th time I was done, and honestly I had to take Advil for like 2 days after that. So do be aware of that. Don't ride it more than 6 times if you're 47 years old. Lil Man, I don't even think you're tall enough for Expedition Everest yet, but when you are, I know that you will love this ride. So my number 4 is definitely Expedition Everest. My number 3 is a new addition to Walt Disney World, and it's also at Animal Kingdom, and it is going to be Flight of Passage. If you haven't done it, the best description I've heard was from one of my kids who said it's like a combination of Star Tours and Soarin'. And I think that's a great description with like being plussed a million times. You actually feel like you are there. I don't want to give any spoilers because I know there's still people who haven't ridden it yet, but this ride, you guys, it's, please do not laugh at me, but it feels like a spiritual experience, and I'm not kidding. And I happen to believe that if you can really like give yourself over to experiences like that, you'll have a better time and you certainly get a better value for your money. I am all in. Now, I'm one of those people that when I go to the movies, I have a hard time distinguishing fact from fiction. Like if I'm in a darkened movie theater and you put things in front of me, it is like I am there. And I actually love that about myself because it makes things a lot of fun. And this experience in particular, I really feel that way. I do think it is worth the wait. We do have Fast Pass for it for this next trip, but even if you don't, I would wait 2 hours. I probably wouldn't wait 3. We waited 3 once by accident because it broke down and we stayed in the line. I wouldn't wait 5 like they had in the beginning, but I would wait 2 hours for this ride, and that's saying a lot because I don't wait in lines. So Flight of Passage is number 3. Number 2, we are kicking it over to Hollywood Studios. Tower of Terror. So ever since the Steve Guttenberg movie came out in the late 80s, early 90s, whenever that was, this ride has been my favorite. We have that movie. Kirsten Dunst is also in that movie, if you want to know. Nia Peoples making an amazing, we're not talking about the film, sorry, but it is a really great film. Oh, also Jan from The Office is in that movie. Well, I bet you didn't know that. Her name is escaping me, but Jan from The Office is in the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror movie. So the ride I love, that time period I love. I hope they never change the one at Disney World over to Guardians of the Galaxy. Please don't change it over. I love the music. When I listen to theme park music here at home, when that 1930s music comes on that's themed for the ride, I just love it, you guys. And then of course, the ride itself. And when you go up and when they push you out and the whole storyline, there's just nothing about this ride that I don't love. So definitely always going to do Tower of Terror. And yes, I would pick it over Rock and Roller Coaster any day of the week because the imagination that exists in that ride just blows me away. Also bonus, the coffee shop right outside the exit to Twilight Zone Tower of Terror has amazing coffee and some of the best pastries on Walt Disney World property, and not a lot of people are back there. So that's a great place to go in the morning and catch your breakfast after that first ride of the day. All right, now we're down to number 1, my favorite ride in all of Walt Disney World.
But Peter, how do we get to Neverland?
And now we are back at Magic Kingdom. Poor Epcot didn't get a mention, but you know, at Epcot I can tell you my favorite drink, I can tell you my favorite restaurant, but my favorite ride is not at Epcot. My number 1 favorite ride is at Magic Kingdom, and it is Peter Pan. I have been riding Peter Pan as long as I can remember. Of course, rode the one at Disneyland in California. I have ridden the one in Walt Disney World in Florida more times than I can count. In recent years, it's been a bit of a problem because my boys have not wanted to use up one of their first 3 fast passes for Peter Pan. So we've either had to ride it really early or really late, or I have been known to wait in line, even if it's an hour by myself, because this is my favorite ride in all the theme parks. There is just something about when you get in that boat and you go out and you are all of a sudden over London, and then you are over where the fighting is going on with the pirates, and the whole thing is just so magical. The only thing I wish is I wish the time that you're like in their bedroom and in London was 3 times longer, because that is the most magical part. I think they help with that a little bit, that the magical things that happen now in the queue have kind of extended that piece of the ride. But to me, Peter Pan is everything that I love about Walt Disney World. It's literature, it's creativity, it's family and character building and all of those kinds of things that we all love about Disney. And it's just one of those rides that even if I'm having a bad day, I get on Peter Pan and I get off feeling some really serious pixie dust. And they actually do put pixie dust on you, so that's appropriate. So Peter Pan is my number 1. That's it for today. I am so glad you guys came. I'm so glad you watched this video. I'll see you next time in another episode of Jen's Favorite Things and Lil Man. I hope you like this video. I'll see you guys when I get back from Disney next week. Have a great day. Oh, don't forget to subscribe. Bye-bye.